All right, guys. Hope you're having a good night here. Just wanted to do a quick little live here and give you guys an update about our severe weather chances on Tuesday. Um, it's not a huge chance of severe weather. In fact, I'm really optimistic about what I'm seeing here tonight. But it nonetheless is a chance for severe weather that we're going to be dealing with on Tuesday. So I just wanted to give you guys an update on all of that tonight. Let me know in the comments where you're watching from tonight. Please like, share this so we can reach as many people as possible. With Friday night storms, most of the storm activity went north of Cincinnati into our northern counties or south of Cincinnati out of our viewing area. And you, of course, saw the horrible damage that occurred in Kentucky on Friday night. We had one confirmed tornado in the greater Cincinnati area. This occurred mainly in Ripley County. It lifted in far northwestern sections of Dearborn County. But this was an EF1 tornado with 90-mile-an-hour winds. Touchdown at 8:02 Friday night. It was only on the ground for 8 minutes, traveled 6 miles during that time. But again, this was an EF1 tornado in Ripley and Dearborn counties in Indiana. It was near Pentown, Indiana there. We had a weather station along I-74 that recorded a 74-mile-an-hour wind gust. That was an Indiana Department of Transportation weather station there that recorded that wind gust along I-74. So we had a good idea that something was going on there. The rotation was enough to prompt a tornado warning by the National Weather Service. So we were on the air with that tornado warning. So that was the confirmed tornado from Friday night. Of course, we also had nearly baseball-sized hail, too, that occurred near Greenfield and Highland County, other large hail, too, with that same supercell thunderstorm that moved across our northern counties. This has been just a crazy, active spring severe season for us. Part of that has to do with an active jet stream over us, that big river of air aloft that moves weather systems across the country. It is strengthened and fed really by a contrasting air masses, the cool air to the north, the warmer air to the south, and you get energy within this jet stream or spin. We call this vorticity that I've outlined there. So tonight and tomorrow, another big dip in this jet stream, another big area of vorticity entering the region. And look at what it's done. I mean, the last 72 hours, we're up to almost 1,900 reports of severe weather. Those reports are growing tonight down across portions of Oklahoma, Missouri, Kansas, and Arkansas, where there's a moderate or level 4 severe weather risk tonight. So a major risk of severe weather down there. And you can see, I mean, the severe thunderstorms that are breaking out tonight through Oklahoma, now moving into Arkansas and Missouri. In fact, looks like a tornado is on the ground now there in southeastern Oklahoma, where you see that purple polygon that's up. Other tornado warnings in effect there, even up into Missouri, where we have tornado warnings. So ongoing severe weather occurring tonight through Arkansas, Oklahoma, eventually into Missouri, too. We're watching that area of severe weather. It's going to move east tomorrow. Here's the good news. The storm threat, the biggest storm threat, remains south of the greater Cincinnati area. Good news for us. Not good news, again, for our friends in southern Kentucky, where there is another big severe risk, and it's an enhanced risk there, a 3 out of 5. Southern Kentucky, Tennessee, dips into northern Mississippi, northern Alabama, a little part of northwestern Georgia tomorrow. Here in the tri-state, we have less of a severe threat than what we saw Friday. So it's a level 1 northeast of Cincinnati, from Cincinnati southwest, a level 2 or slight severe weather risk. Let me show you the latest modeling we have in tonight. We're going to get some new modeling data later on tonight. So join me on Local 12 News at 10 on Star 64. And again on Local 12 News Live at 11. I'll show you the latest modeling data, but this is what we have tonight. Now, here's what I'm hopeful for. I'm hopeful that widespread rain and storms in the morning will limit our severe weather potential in the evening tomorrow. That is the hope right now. But you can see between 7 and 8 o'clock, we have some rain and storms arriving in the area. It is unlikely that any of this is going to be severe. It looks to be rain, perhaps some thunder, but it's the leftovers from what's occurring back to our west in Missouri tonight. So that's what arrives here in the morning. And again, we're hopeful this loses its severe punch. It's just going to be some heavy rain, some thunder, that sort of thing tomorrow morning. But you can see as that overtakes the area tomorrow morning, it's going to be wet, potentially stormy tomorrow morning. And then by the early afternoon, it looks like this begins to lift out. Now, the hope is that what we see here in the morning is going to limit the potential for severe weather later in the evening. We certainly don't have nearly the level of instability that we had on Friday around here. In fact, this modeling kind of leaves some showers over us and keeps us in the 60s tomorrow afternoon. But even though we get that round of storms in the morning, this modeling still brings some fairly robust storms in here tomorrow evening. So we're going to key in on that time from 7 to midnight for potentially some strong to severe storms. I'm hoping the model is overblown on what it's showing, but there they are, 7, 8, 9, 10 o'clock tomorrow night, some more storms moving through. It looks like after midnight, anything moves out of the picture, and then we're A-OK the rest of the night. So there's going to be rain and storms in the morning, and then potentially some more scattered storms in the evening from 7 to roughly midnight or so. Rainfall and flooding may be the bigger threat that we see here. I mean, some of the models here show the hardest hit areas picking up over 2 inches of rain. Others with, a quarter inch or maybe a third of an inch of rain where you don't see the heavy storms. So again, not an equal opportunity kind of thing for everybody. But here is the way the Storm Prediction Center has the risk laying down for the Cincinnati area Tuesday afternoon and evening. They have in the slight risk area, 5% chance of a tornado within 25 miles of any point. That is a much, much lower risk than what we had on Friday. And then the wind threat, they've got a 15% chance of damaging winds within 25 miles of any point in yellow. It's a 5% northeast of Cincinnati. Tornado threat, 2% northeast of Cincinnati. And then the hail threat, 15% chance of large hail, an inch in diameter or greater, southwest of Cincinnati within 25 miles of any point. It's a 5% chance for most of us for large hail. So you can see there that the wind threat by and large is the biggest, a lower hail threat, a lower tornado threat. So when we look at it all, I believe that damaging wind gusts or flooding even will be the two biggest threats that we see, with a lower hail threat and a lower tornado threat. So that's what we're looking at across the area tomorrow. Again, this is going to be a pretty short duration thing in the evening where that chance goes to its highest. But really what happens late day and into the evening hinges on what was going to happen tonight and tomorrow morning with those storms. And so let me back things up here. Let me take it back to showing you what's going on right now. So really this storm activity that you see out through Missouri tonight into Arkansas, as that moves our way overnight and impacts us tomorrow morning, any slight changes in what happens with this will change what happens later in the day. So any errors, tiny errors the modeling has on this right now and how it's going to progress will make for some bigger errors into tomorrow evening in the modeling. So we'll get another model run here into the Weather Center probably within the next hour and a half. So I'm going to share that tonight on Local 12 News at 10 on Star 64, and again on Local 12 News tonight live at 11. But that's one model depiction of what's going to happen. I showed you that. Let me show you a different one tomorrow. Let me pull this up here. So here's another model, take you through tonight into tomorrow morning. It's showing some rain a little earlier. And then, it's got to kind of cut the same idea there. Some heavier rain and some rumbles of thunder in after 7, about 8, 9 o'clock. And then that moves everything off to the east pretty quickly. And then it shows some more lines of storms in the afternoon tomorrow. So this would be a little bit earlier than the other modeling we showed. So again, there's some variation to what the models are showing here. That would show perhaps a severe threat in our western counties as early as 3, 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, spreading east after 4, and then some more rain and storms moving through the early evening. So, both of our high-resolution models here are a little different in how they're depicting tomorrow's situation. Let me show you the other model again, which brings some rain and storms in the morning, then kind of calms things down. It doesn't have a whole lot in the middle of the afternoon, and then it's more of an evening kind of scattered storm threat that could be severe. So, again, I'm not overly concerned about tomorrow as much as I was on Friday and the potential for tornadoes that we had there Friday. But there is a severe weather risk that we're really going to need to pay attention to. So we will continue to keep you guys updated on this for tomorrow. I believe late afternoon and especially evening is going to bring the best chance of rain and storms. But morning's not going to be any picnic either with rain and storms moving through the area. Probably not severe in the morning, but enough to slow down your morning drive or give you some issues in the morning. So just wanted to hop on here really quick tonight, give you guys an idea of what we're talking about. I'll get that new data in this evening. We'll have it on Star 64 at 10 and on Local 12 at 11. All right, guys, thanks a lot for joining me. Take care. I'll see you soon.